It's Nissan's
Color
Memorial
Tile's
Day sales
incredible
event.
Memorial Day
Tier
sale.
Pro
Save up to
Intel choices
65% on a great selection of our best items for the first time. Every
Memorial Day is not about sales or discounts. It's about the legacy of sacrifice. We start with the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Back in November of 1863, during the Civil War, Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address while dedicating the Soldiers' National Cemetery. The speech was just over 270 words, but in those words, he honored the fallen and emphasized continuing their work, stating that these dead shall not have died in vain, reframing the war as a fight for liberty and equality, a new birth of freedom. About 5 years later, after the Gettysburg Address, General John A. Logan, Commander-in-Chief of the Grand Army of the Republic, issued General Order No. 11, creating what was known as Decoration Day, which would be observed on May 30th of that year. The purpose was simple: to establish a tradition of decorating soldiers' graves with flowers to honor their sacrifices. And by 1873, Decoration Day became a recognized holiday. This brings us to our next two figures. In 1915, after losing a friend and fellow soldier, Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae channeled his loss through a poem that he titled In Flanders Fields, where he referenced the blooming red poppies that grew between the crosses where the fallen soldiers had been buried. Later that year, his poem would be published in a column of Punch magazine. And only 3 years later, American professor Moyna Michael read his poem and was inspired by the idea of the red poppies, so she began wearing one year-round to honor the fallen soldiers, helping turn it into a global symbol of remembrance. Over time, the holiday continued to evolve. After World War I, the tradition expanded to honor all fallen U.S. service members, not just those from the Civil War. In 1967, the name Memorial Day became official, and in 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, moving it to the last Monday in May. That change took effect on January 1st, 1971. And about 30 years later, the National Moment of Remembrance Act was passed, encouraging Americans to pause at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day to reflect and honor those who served. So next time you celebrate Memorial Day, remember this.
Until freedom has risen up in every land, we shall maintain our vigil to make sure that our sons who died on foreign fields shall not have died in vain.